two giant underwater crystal pyramids discovered in the center of the Bermuda Triangle, stories about submerged crystal pyramids remain popular in paranormal circles. With the use of sonar, oceanographer Dr. Meyer Verlag discovered giant glass pyramids at the depth of 2,000 meters, that's about 6,000 feet. The use of other devices have allowed scientists to determine that these glass giants are both made of a crystal-like substance and are nearly 3 times bigger than the pyramids of the Giza Pyramid, the Cheops Pyramid in Egypt. Dr. Verlag believes that further investigation into the secrets in the pyramid center could reveal more information regarding the cases of mysterious disappearances associated with the Bermuda Triangle. In a press conference held in the Bahamas, the scientist presented a report with the exact coordinates of the pyramids and made note that the technology at use is unknown to modern science. A more detailed study may bring results that are difficult for us to imagine. Who knows what will be discovered about these underwater architectural anomalies? Perhaps something of shocking significance. Built on land lost during the last pole shift, there are several Western scholars who argue that the pyramid on the seabed may have been initially made on the mainland, after which a devastating earthquake struck and changed the landscape completely. Let's remember that the Bermuda Triangle is not that far from the Gulf of Mexico, where the dinosaur asteroid hit 66 million years ago. I'm not saying that it's connected, but very strange goings on in that area. So other scientists argue that a few hundred years ago, the waters of Bermuda Triangle area may have as one of the cornerstones activities of the people of Atlantis, and pyramids on the seafloor may be a supply warehouse for them. A more detailed study over time will give results that are difficult to imagine. Scientists have processed all of the data and concluded that the surface is perfectly smooth for it to look like glass or ice. The size of the pyramids are nearly 3 times the size of the Giza Pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza. This news was sensational and was discussed at a conference in Florida and even reported to local Florida newspapers. The journalists present in it have a lot of pictures and high-resolution computerized data which show 3-dimensional pyramids perfectly smooth without being covered with a surface free of debris or algae or even cracks. Discovery challenges current archaeological theory, obviously. A gigantic structure initially identified by a doctor in 1960s has recently been independently verified by diving teams from France and the United States. The discovery has rocked scientists around the world. Will they rush to investigate it? Well, I hope so. They should. No, they're more likely to studiously ignore it, and if pressed, they'll officially position themselves as highly skeptical, especially in light of the potential ramifications. The pyramid could confirm some engineers' contentions that pyramids were originally created as massive power sources, support the claim that the ancient city-state of Atlantis did exist, or even provide answers to the mysterious goings-on that have been recorded since the 19th century in the region of the Atlantic dubbed the Bermuda Triangle. First discussed in 1968, according to history, the pyramid was accidentally discovered during 1968 by a doctor of naturopathy, Ray Brown of Mesa, Arizona. Brown was in the Caribbean on vacation and making dives with friends in a region off the Bahamas known as the Tongue of the Ocean. The area acquired that name because a tongue-shaped portion of the seabed extends out from the island before sharply dropping off into much greater depths. When relating his discovery, the doctor explained he became separated from his diving friends underwater. While attempting to rejoin them, he came upon a massive structure rising from the ocean floor. A black, hulking object silhouetted against the lighter, sun-filtered water. The object was shaped like a pyramid, he claims. Because he was low on air, he didn't spend much time investigating the pyramid, but did find a strange crystal sphere. He brought it to the surface with him, and later, when the ancient crystal was studied, researchers were astonished by its properties. Properties of crystal pyramids Some theories of Atlantis propose the island city power pyramids were made of crystal, or their tops were capped with a crystalline substance. Could such a thing actually generate, store, and distribute energy on demand? Yes, scientists say. Experimenters discovered decades ago that pyramids do tend to act in some way like a natural electronic capacitor, gathering and storing energy around them. The larger the pyramid, the greater the capacity of the gathering and storing energy. A pyramid's composition is important too. Having one made of crystal or an apex made of crystal could vastly increase its power. Crystal has long been known to have energy applications and exhibits natural piezoelectrical properties. Early radio used germanium crystals to capture the radio waves and convert them into electrical signals that could be processed and broadcast through headphones into sound waves, duplicating the human voice, music, and other sounds. Pyramid power, say investigators, is intrinsic to the pyramid shape. It's an architecture that's proven to function as an energy accumulator and amplifier of energetic force. As if to prove the investigators' assertions true, recently some of the world's pyramids began discharging beams of raw energy into space. The bottom line? Pyramids are intrinsically natural generators of power. Pyramids and the cavity structure effect. Let's remember that also the ancients built these pyramids on the Earth's natural ley lines. So they also knew where the ley lines of the Earth were. Now, Barry Carter calls attention to another property that pyramids exhibit called the cavity structural effect, or CSE, by its discoverer, Dr. Viktor S. Grebennikov. The scientists employed the CSE to construct a rudimentary anti-gravity platform. Anti-gravity. Carter explains that Grebennikov also claimed that he could feel energies emitting from the apex of the pyramid. He said, "You will soon pick up an active zone, a clot, where the Egyptians had their tombs. Another active zone, a flame above the top of the pyramid, is also well perceived by the indicator if you drag its end over the top. The clot and the flame were well felt by the finger inserted into the pyramid, or your palm moved above it after some practice." The pyramid effect, which generated many scary and mysterious stories over the centuries, is one of the CSE manifestations. Another deadly phenomenon pyramids may create is an energy vortex. Besides the time and spatial anomalies reported in the triangle, some survivors of terrifying incidents there have reported huge swirling vortices suddenly appearing and disappearing out of nowhere. Evidence exists that some missing ships may have gone missing because of this phenomenon. Observations of some of the submerged pyramids reveals they sporadically generate intense vortices in the ocean water flowing around them. Those vortices may be caused by a discharge of internal energy. If those submerged pyramids also discharge massive energy through their apexes, which could account for the formation of deadly vortices on the surface of the sea that swallows up whole ships along with their doomed crews. Future expeditions to these mysterious pyramids may finally uncover the truth and reveal amazing ancient technology. Unfortunately, deep-sea archaeology is very expensive and not well funded. Most dives are to ancient wrecks that promise riches to risk-taking treasure hunters. And this is by Solask on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.